All right, this is the third beard style that we're going to do. But usually when a guy decides that he wants to grow a beard, he will come in looking something similar to this, because he's going to have that hair up underneath the neck. This hair will be bushy, probably, it depends on how fast his beard grows, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks old. And he comes in and, you know, he wants a beard trim. He wants you to trim his beard. Don't just trim the beard. You need to get to the point where you can suggest to him, remember, your client has no clue of what he can have or can't have. And just to give you an idea, number one, I would venture to say you will never find somebody with a beard like this, that's growing on a straight line like this. The normal thing is that this line, you'll have hair up in here. Can you see that very well there? And you'll have straggly hair here, and it will be the same way on both sides. So just by showing you this right here, and I'll do it on this side as well, a lot of time that hair is going to grow kind of a similar pattern like so. You're going to have something like this, and all of this will be hair down in here. So he comes in and he has this straggly hair. What you want to do when you're styling a beard is you can't make hair where there is no hair. So you need to style the beard as to what you have to work with. So if he has a lot of hair in here, in this area right here, what you'd want to do and get you a, let's say a lip liner, or it could be whatever that you can just wipe off the skin. And take, say, a lip liner, for instance. And you can go in here and you take that lip liner and you could design this beard like this and something like this. Now you see how fancy you're now getting with this beard? A lot of times a beard is going to be weaker in this area right here, where the mustache does not connect with the heavy beard around the jawbone. So in that case, then you need to be creative enough to know, well, if I broke it here, or could I leave some of this longer hair here to connect in here, how would that look? So you actually do your designing with a mascara pencil, lip liner, whatever you can erase from the skin. So once you've designed the beard, and if you don't like it, you can always take it and get rid of it and redo it. Stand back, look at it, and see, is this going to look right? Turn him around to the mirror. Turn his head from one side to the other to determine how is this going to look. And we'll just call him Sam. Sam, would you like something like this? It's going to be fairly easy. Once we do this, it's going to be easy to take care of. And you also have to think about that, because he's going to be shaving probably in the shower, maybe not. But can he do the same thing? And if it's a problem for him to do it, then possibly knowing that the razor, the safety razor he's using is going to be about yay wide, then maybe you need to leave this a little wider so he can maybe come in here and cut this down, and then come in here and cut this down somehow. You have to think about those things and make sure that he would be able to trace it out the same as you have. Okay, you know, once we get this line in here exactly like we want it, then we're going to need to trim out. You also up in here now, this is going to be the heavier hair, so this is what we can use for the beard. So this is all going to be the beard. We have some, I call it trash hair up in here now. So we need to leave it, and I've been saying a lip liner or whatever I was saying, I'm not sure, but we need an eyebrow pencil is what we need. I apologize for that. The eyebrow pencil is the easiest one to use, because, and the keener the pencil, as you well know, then the sharper the line, so you can really get some good sharp lines. And just to give you an example, if this client is really wanting to be fancy, you need to make sure that you know what color eyebrow pencil you're using, and say if he's a dark brown hair or light brown hair or black, any one of those colors, then match it up to that beard and show him what you're doing, and he could actually do this at home to really highlight that beard. If he's going out some special occasion, he really wants to look sharp, then he could do the same thing at home. And if you've got some sparse hair in here, you can also use it with a dull pencil that you could just darken that skin tone in there. and it looks like hair at a glance. So he may not have the hair there to do that, but with that eyebrow pencil, you could do that. And you need a dull one there so you don't have lines. You don't lines on the skin, you just want to darken that skin, and you do it the same way. So now we have this line here. We're going to take our edger, and we would take it and try to remove this hair by coming right at the very edge of the blade, right here. Then you would trace that line right around there and remove all of that hair. And come right on around here and stop. Just giving you that outline. So you can design the entire beard and trim it out. Then you can take the bulk out. Or you can take the bulk down to this length to start with. Then you can do this and continue. Now, what I'm going to do is and using the eyebrow pencil, you can just take that and wet it, and you're through with that line, and I will do that right now. So, we won't have the lines there to start what we're trying to accomplish. And a little cleaner of some description in this case here. We got it. I was using, as you could see, an erasable magic marker. And you don't want to use that unless it will wipe off the skin. Sometimes you may not have what you need, so you may need to just experiment and check it. If you can wipe it off and you got something you can wipe off and clean off, then use it. But the eyebrow pencil is normally what's best. Okay, so now we're going to take this beard down and get the hair shorter again. Here again, whatever tool you want to use is left up to you. And in this case, I'm just going to use the clippers and a comb. So I'm going to use this. I'm using a white comb here, and you need to have various colors of combs, because if I used a dark brown comb, it wouldn't show up as much. So by using this comb, and look at the size of that comb and the clipper blade, and I just took all that hair off, and you can actually see what you're doing. So the color of the comb is very important. So all black combs are not necessarily the best. It's very difficult to see sometimes if you're using dark hair and a dark comb. So the contrast is extremely important. You will notice that I constantly turn that comb out. If you can see that, the angle that I'm turning it out. Back here, I'm cutting the hair the shortest. As that comb is turned out, that hair is getting longer underneath. So you always remember when you're turning that comb out, what you're doing, and once you go into that hair, you bring that comb away from the head. So, what most hairdressers do, and you possibly fall into that category, and we've been doing this in the past, but now we are starting to outlaw what we call the cheaters. And the cheaters are clipper guards. When you finish school, we want you to be able to do this without clipper guards. So in that case, don't depend on a clipper guard by using a number 1 or 2 guard to accomplish this. We're going to accomplish the same thing a lot more professionally, and we don't use the guards. So we're just taking the length off of this beard is all we're doing. Shortening it up, and you can see now in the video as to the fact that the hair is getting shorter and shorter. So this would be yet one more style. Now in this case, and I'm working on a mannequin here, but if it was a client, what you'd want to do would be let him lay his head back so you can get to it. Don't fight getting down here and trying to, you'll be deformed. So you need to turn your client wherever you need him, push that head back out of the way, tell him to hold his head there, and I'm going to show you right quick like what will happen. If you take both hands, put them on his head like so, and just push his head back and hold his head there for just a second or 2 at the most, he will get the message that you want him to stay that position. So if you just push his head back, he'll automatically come back. You can turn right now to one of your classmates and do this. Just put your hands on their head, push their head back and hold it for a second. Don't you move. and they'll leave their head there. But if you just push it back and turn it loose, they'll bring their head right back. It's just normal. So when you do this and maybe turn their head to you like this, get control of that client. It sends a message to him that you know what you're doing. Plus it sends a message to him that you want to do the very best work. So you're not having to crawl all over in his lap to try to get to him. His neck will turn. It just turn the head to you, push it back. On the other side, do the same thing that way. So I'm going to, because of this video, I'm going to go to the other side of him. I would just possibly do a lot of this, but I got to get to the other side now to finish this up. Do you have any questions about this? Yeah, I know one of them. How much would you charge for a beard trim? Don't worry about what you charge for your service. You don't even know how to do it yet. And the better you get at what you do, the more you can charge for it. So we don't get into prices and what we can get for it. Over all these years, I've had hundreds and hundreds of students that's gone out and been very successful. I've also had hundreds and hundreds of students that's gone out and not even in the business today. Same books, same teachers, same everything. What's the difference? And the difference is, it's all left to you. What do you want to make out of it? How professional do you want to be? How much are you willing to sacrifice and be determined to get it? And give me desire any day. If your desire is to do this thing and do it right, I will guarantee you you're going to have success. So that's about it. Now, you know, I'll have to do some little cleanup work. And remember, sometimes when you finish your job and it looks good, the job being a haircut, a beard style, stop. Know when to quit. If I keep messing with this, only one slip, and the next thing you know, bam, I might have a ruined job here. I just might undo everything I spent all this time to get this beard looking right. Here again, starting out with you, I would probably have gone with the shears. You need all the practice you can get with those shears. So I would use the scissor over comb technique. For the benefit of time, for the beard trims, I'm doing it with the clippers just to show you you can do it with the clippers. You can also do it with the shears. And you will notice I've gone down to a smaller comb, which is the all-purpose comb. And I can get little small sections with this shear and scissor that I cannot get with those clippers, because I've had to do a little trim work and tidying it up. You can't tidy it up too much with a pair of clippers. So this would be a shorter beard.